Often when you hear of the game studio Quintet, the first thing that comes to mind is the Soul Blazer or Quintet trilogy. 3 games: Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, and Terranigma. Cult classics among fans of the action role-playing game genre, with Terranigma arguably being the most niche of the 3 titles due to its limited release worldwide. But Quintet as a whole got its roots from another well-known action role-playing game series. Quintet was founded by Tomoyoshi Miyazaki and Masaya Hashimoto. These 2 developers were responsible for writing and directing the first Ys title for Nihon Falcom, Ys 1, Ancient Ys Vanished. Ys would go on to be one of Nihon Falcom's most beloved franchises, but Miyazaki and Hashimoto would only be involved with the first few titles. After Miyazaki and Hashimoto founded Quintet, they originally intended to make a new role-playing game about the full life cycle of a planet. But knowing that they were going to develop their first game on the Super Famicom, they decided to instead do something super. Thus, the life cycle of a planet was temporarily shelved in favor of a game that combined action platformer with God Simulator. That game would end up being ActRaiser. ActRaiser's main theme was world creation, something that would define Quintet's next 3 major titles. Soul Blazer, the game that inspired Quintet's trilogy, sometimes referred to as the Soul Blazer trilogy. Miyazaki designed Soul Blazer with the intent that it would make children happy, taking inspiration from the parallels of traveling in real life with the experience of exploring the unknown in video games. The next game in the series would be Illusion of Gaia, released in Europe and Australia as Illusion of Time. This game was noted for having character designs by manga artist Moto Hagio, arguably most known for her work on They Were 11, as well as novelist Mariko Ohara working on the game as the scenario writer. Ohara cites Stephen King's Stand By Me as a source of inspiration for her work on the game. The themes of world building, traveling, and character growth all culminated into perhaps Quintet's most niche work on the Super Famicom, Terranigma. Terranigma became the combination of wanting to present the same concept of world resurrection found in Soul Blazer, with the same grand overall presentation of gameplay and story that Illusion of Gaia got. Soul Blazer was considered Quintet's most iconic game, but Miyazaki felt that compared to Illusion of Gaia, Soul Blazer felt like you were playing with miniature set pieces. While Quintet's previous games were built around the theme of creation, Terranigma's theme was built around both creation and destruction. This was intentional, as Miyazaki wanted to depict a world where no one you were fighting against was inherently bad in a traditional sense, where creation and destruction were directly linked together. Miyazaki also cites duality as a driving force behind Terranigma and its story. In Terranigma, the world suffered a great cataclysm and was split into two, the light side and the dark side. You are Arek, a young warrior from the dark side's only village who embarks on a quest to restore the light side of the world in order to rescue Arek's dark side villagers. After restoring the lands of the light side, Arek is thrust into the light world itself to restore more of the world, and it wasn't just a world with fantasy locations. Each area that you could access on the light side was based on real-world locations. What helped Terranigma stand out were the scenes of the lands of the light side being resurrected during the events of Chapter 1. Each cinematic scene used up all of the Super Famicom's memory alone, and it used the same fractal technology that enabled the Donkey Kong Country series to run as well as it did on the Super Famicom. Indeed, Terranigma was Quintet's largest game, to a point where it felt like Quintet took all the best aspects of their previous games and combined it into one. Originally released in Japan in October 1995, the game would receive an English translation by Daniel Osen, who had also translated Illusion of Gaia into English, and several of Nintendo's other first-party releases. This translation was released in Europe and Australia in December 1996. The game was not officially released anywhere else in the world.
Santa's working this summer because this just might be bigger than Christmas.
Might be.
It's the Tetris Attack Tons of Fun $1 Million Sweepstakes only at Blockbuster. All you have to do is go to Blockbuster Video, rent and play Tetris Attack. You'll get a free Super NES game rental plus a chance to win a Nintendo 64 Entertainment Center or many other prizes totaling up to $1 million. For a free entry, write to Many will enter, fewer will win. See participating Blockbuster Video stores for details.
Ho, ho, ho.
Hey, plumber boy, mustache man, your worst nightmare has arrived.
Pack up your stuff. I got a little surprise for you here.
Check it out. What do you think about that? We got real-time, 3D, lush organic environments. How's that make you feel, buddy?
Feel a little like your days are numbered?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
You're hurting my elbow.
Is that Italian?
No, Bandicoot is an Australian name.
Nintendo introduces the biggest Donkey Kong adventure ever for Game Boy! Donkey Kong Land 2! Plays on Game Boy and new Game Boy packets!
Mom. Come on, Mario. Come on, Mario, jump! Don't give up.
Want to grow? The calcium in milk helps bones grow.
Okie dokie.
Terranigma was one of Quintet's biggest, most ambitious projects to date, but it wasn't able to be released in all parts of the world. Enix had a North American subsidiary that was established in 1990, 1 year after Nintendo of America helped release Dragon Quest, known then as Dragon Warrior. In November 1995, the North American subsidiary was shut down due to sales of the games they had published, and due to the closure, Terranigma had no other North American publisher, as by that time, most major publishers were ready to move on to the, at the time, next generation consoles. But Terranigma still lives on through retrospective articles, unofficial downloads of the European-Australian release reaching North American audiences, wish lists of games not released in all territories, and fan arrangements of the game's score. In Japan, the release of Terranigma was accompanied by merchandise including guidebooks, maps, novelizations, and graphic novels. In Germany, through Club Nintendo, a comic depicting the first 2 chapters of the game was published. Quintet's Soul Blazer trilogy helped redefine the action role-playing game genre in the 90s, while coming up with new ways to explore the themes of creation and destruction. Starting with Soul Blazer, improving with Illusion of Gaia, and ultimately bringing everything together with Terranigma. Although Terranigma had a limited release, it still ended up becoming one of the most sought-after titles in the Super Famicom lineup, and one of the largest, most emotional experiences on the system.